It is the Fantasy Rugby Yanks. My name is Jared Dyke. I wanted to say it's stupid and let's move on, but then you kept going.
I'm Ben Glauser. I don't like any way anybody handled that.
That's collusion. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is the Fantasy Rugby Yanks. My name is Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
Let's go. It's Fantasy Corner time. Plenty of that to cover. Crack them if you got them.
I am leaving mine uncracked.
Yeah, you're already a little silly right now.
It's been a long day.
Been a day.
One of those. You ever have one of those?
Yes, many. Anyway, let's recap for Champion Yanks League, some stuff. Let's start with Super Brew and Six Nations. We had a pretty decent week for many. We had some movement. Duncan jumped up. George jumped up. You dropped.
Oh.
Wah.
Yeah.
Justin's still hanging out at the bottom because he had the brain part of not getting his team in.
Yeah. Oh. Whoops.
Oops, Daisy.
That happens at times.
It does.
I'm going against Mark this weekend. Son of a.
Oh, for Prem.
Yeah. There's not that big a gap. I could take him. Well, it's still 12 and 6. That doesn't really help.
Good luck.
Yeah, am I eliminated? Are we that far apart now that
I don't know. Let's look at it in a second here. Some idiots number one in the US for Super Brew Six Nations.
Oh, nice. Oh, we're looking at that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going up.
You didn't pay attention in class, did you?
No, I didn't. I'm too busy trying to sort out.
Teacher threw erasers at you all day.
I was totally focused on FRD at the moment. Not even thinking about anything else.
Yeah, well, that's good. Your placement in the Super Brew is probably a good reason. Well, you're fifth. You're not that bad.
Not terrible.
You're not that bad. Anyway, yeah, we'll go to Champion Yanks Division 1 Prem. The weekend recap is who was to be Justin handily, as well as Mark. Mark took care of you pretty handily as well. Things were pretty close for me and Duncan until a fellow by the name of Josh Hodge decided to ruin things for Duncan.
Yeah.
I had him. Sorry, Alex, for our terrible advice, by the way. I don't think anybody. Tom Collins didn't play well, but the other two didn't play poorly at all. So
right,
we didn't really think that was going to happen.
No, certainly not against Sale.
No. And then and just George had a day against Carrick. It's not to say Carrick didn't field anybody, but there was, although I think Carrick fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. That happens. Wake up, Carrick.
It does. Well, it probably looks like I fell asleep at the wheel, even though
not comparatively, not that.
So much, no.
Not to that. T2, we had we had Larry beat out Terry. So that makes things interesting. Stu went against Ghost Team, so that was easy. Alex beat Luke, and it was a slobber knocker, 185 to 129. Yee-hoo! And then Franco was kind of hung out, so he had to try 114 to 42. Bit of a beatdown on that one. That'll happen sometimes. So the standings there are very interesting. I think there are plenty of teams alive. There's 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are ready to roll, and we have 2 more teams that are still in the fight. So Larry and Terry are the 2 that are fighting to get in. Right now, it's Alex, Sophia, Franco, and Stuart that are currently in those positions. For us, it is all up to you, sir, to try and throw a monkey wrench into this whole thing. Otherwise, well, we're stuck. We're stuck with it. We're stuck with the other ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not right.
Yeah, you need to rattle off a few wins and get some help. And I think I'm the only one. No, you can catch myself or Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to need to rattle off wins, and you need us to lose.
I would like that.
Yeah, you're the only other one that can get in. Otherwise, it's Mark, Cobus, myself, and Duncan. Hanging in there.
I get Mark this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Lucky you.
I feel lucky. Slight home. I need Slight home in that fucking lineup.
Is that this weekend, or do you get him next weekend, or you just had him?
I haven't had him in a bit. He hasn't played.
No, I'm talking Mark. Not
Mark.
I think you just had him. I think you just played him, didn't you?
And probably in a different. Unless hold on.
Let's see. D1, Prem. It's Duncan and Justin. Myself and George. Can't get away from George. It is you. Okay, maybe I messed it up already. Whatever. So it's you and Mark, and then Carrick and Cobus.
I've played Mark in a couple of leagues at this point.
Yeah, maybe that was I obviously got really crossed up. It'll happen sometimes, you know.
Yep. I know.
Anywho,
I'm aware.
Anywho, super. I'm super. Week 1. Why is this not? Hold on. There we go. So get over here. Matches weren't loading well. There we go. We had some good ones. Carrick took down Cobus. Oh man, Justin and Mark. Nobody deserved to lose that one. 247 to 150. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. How do you score 150 and lose by almost 100?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Justin had Tully in that one too.
Here. So. Yeah.
And then
by that I mean FRD. He's giving me.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so I hope you're not getting the actual spins. You're gonna be in trouble.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. You went down to Duncan just barely by about 10, which wasn't too bad, and I got smushed by George, but not in the important one.
No,
I beat George in pink slips.
Yeah, that's
even though McWright had a tough week, I still took McWright over because I gave him McKelly too.
Right, that's a quality trade right there.
Who'd you give up?
I gave up Nankerville.
Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, quality midfielders are hard to come by.
Yes. And now it sucks because I have to kind of almost root against him in a couple ways, but whatever. Not really. Like, I was still able to sign Fomai, so it's not a great step up, but I'll live.
Yeah,
it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse.
It'll be right.
Like, like I'm glad my back three was kept intact because that'll win me matches. I'm okay there.
Yeah. So we have. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to sort out our names for. That'll helpful. That's helpful.
Yeah, I'm the weird one now.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to sort out the names for D2.
D2. Okay, gotcha.
D2. Because some of them don't have their names underneath, which is not helpful. Anyway, I can just go by team name and we'll live with it. So I know who Spaghetti and Dead Ants are. So
right.
Franco took down Alex in D2. Alex, it was a 196 to 100. That was a solid score. Right wing, I don't know who that is. Right spelled like Tom Wright. Yeah, they beat the pants out of Sophia. Sophia only had 50 odd. Did not show up, as she said. We have Stu still doing his thing over in Super. Apparently, he won. He beat mystery player. We're not gonna say who it is because we had a 8th participant that entered just so we could cover and not have a no team. And then Salal,
Racer X.
Yeah, Racer X. That's exactly what we're going to call him
the
right
Stig.
now. Racer X.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, and then like player X from Molly's game.
Yeah.
Salal. I don't know who that is, but I know who Homebrew is. That's Luke. Luke lost to Salal. So if I did not call it your actual name, you can just let me know which one you are.
I can't figure out who we're missing.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm not gonna waste my brain power on it because I know I'm gonna mess it up. So we'll just keep moving with that. This week for D1, the matchups are let's see. You have Justin. I've got Carrick. And then right.
I haven't seen enough of Justin.
You've already gotten a spanking out of that one. Cobus and Duncan are doing battle, and then Mark and George going at it. Yeehaw, guys. All right, so let's do we don't need to do this or that, so we can just go right to
Some
That's
shit.
it.
And I think I'm starting us off because I believe I have the 3.
Yeah, the Friday game. Yeah.
All right, Bristol hosting Northampton, which could be points galore.
Could be, yeah.
As we saw this past week. I mean, shit, that, with Gloucester, who aren't nearly the attacking quality that Bristol are. In certain ways, it's weird. They're different. They yes and no. Obviously, Santi and some of those backs can bolt, but there's no Johnny May on this kind of team, and
and Bristol still have Semi Radradra.
Right, and they still have Radradra. And now you have to worry about James Williams. Like there's someone else. But anyway, for Bristol, the front row, Vui, I think for this one is tempting. Fitz Harding, Bradbury, yes, and yes. These guys have been, at least Fitz and Bradbury have been shit hot, and I think Vui, this is a perfect match for him. Whoever's the 9, Randall, Urin. Hopefully Urin gets in this game. He didn't last.
He didn't at all.
So maybe this is his match. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to work it, but whoever's there, start him. AJ, big yes. I think he'll get plenty of opportunities from the tee too. Radradra, yeah, as we mentioned, Ibitoye and Chuck Piatow will do wonders. On the Saints side, again, avoiding that front row. This and the locks, yes, but I don't really suggest locks anyway because I don't really use them in FRD.
Right.
But either way, if you were inclined, go for it. Even Moon is scoring, so
apparently,
yeah. Augustus, Tom James, at 9. I think I'm guessing that's where he'll be there because he's been playing shit hot too. And this is kind of a must win at this point for Saints. It looks like Finn Smith and the entire back line like that. Yeah, both of these teams need to win this match. This is going to be a hell. It could be a slog, but I think it's not. The defenses aren't quite there. This could be a score fest.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. All right, Bath and Leicester. Yeah, this will be interesting. Bath up there in terms of fantasy defense. Leicester, not so much.
No.
But we know that Bath are struggling on the scoring front as well. So this is going to be interesting. Leicester front row is okay because Montoya's been in. That's the only reason that I'm giving it a thumbs up. Bath are actually kind of tough against front rows these days. So just keep that in mind. Scrum half, I wouldn't recommend Ben Youngs anyway for scrum half, so that's not a big deal. Pollard is obviously a yes. Jasper is a yes. That's probably the only back rower. Maybe Rafael if he's back. That's probably all I would look at there. Bath are tough up the middle, which is fine because there's nothing on Leicester that I want for midfield. So let's not worry about that. And then OB's probably Potter. And that's it. Like maybe Brownie shows up again because he got another one, didn't he? No, that call back. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Right.
So never mind. Forget I said that. So yeah, probably just Potter and that's probably okay this week because Bath aren't.
Although Brown is not in the game.
He's not in the game?
No.
Really? He's had 2 weeks and they haven't got him in the game.
I don't think he's in the game.
Sad.
Yeah.
Well, sad clown. Anyway, let's go. Let's look at Tigers. So they're not Tigers. Let's look at Bath. Front row. I like Abano and Stewart, but I just it's been kind of poo. So no.
This is a rough matchup.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. Loose forward, Underhill, and maybe Miles Reed, and that's about it. And I don't love either one of those. Maybe Bayless, but like, man, if you're playing any of those guys that's not named Underhill, you're in desperation mode. Godspeed.
Wait,
Scrum half. What's up?
It does have a Mike Brown, but for Newcastle.
Oh, maybe that's him because that was the last team he played for.
He has no stat. That's weird. Never mind. Let's move
on.
Okay.
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, scrum half for Bath. Ben Spencer is an okay because he has the T. Hopefully, he plays better than he did last week. Fly half. If it's Pierce Francis, I don't want any interest in it. If it's Bailey or Warboys, maybe. But that's probably the more viable option. But yeah, Pierce Francis even as a midfielder that's kicking, I don't love it. No.
Yeah.
Centers otherwise, JJ is good, Redpath is good, and that's it. Those are my two favorite midfielders for the Bathmen. And then Back three. Oh boy. Coca, and that's it.
Pretty much.
Like Matt Gallagher has really just fallen off the cliff.
McConaughey had essentially 0 points, but he had a card, which means he got over 10 points attacking.
Right.
So like it's one of those good job, but not really, because
not really.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's the most I could recommend on that is Coca, and that's it. Moving on.
Okay. Moving on to Quinn's hosting Exeter. It's weird because Quinns don't really have much in the way of forwards at this point that are scoring points. So I can't, and Exeter are extremely leaky to forwards, so it's kind of ironic there. But what are you going to do? But the entire back line for Quinns should do very well.
Especially Marcus is back.
Yes, and he is. They sent him home from England so that he could play in this match. Yeah. And play a little bit too, because he hasn't gotten much. So yeah, that entire back line should do very well. Yep. For Exeter side, Sam Simmons should do well. We've, as we talked about, he'll still feature in the attack. Whoever's at 10, I think will do okay, because again, Quinns aren't the best defensively.
Right.
Kata, Woodburn, and Hodge, obviously. At this point, don't sit Hodge, Alex.
Yeah. Whatever you do.
Don't sit him. No, that's just for you.
Whatever you do. Okay. We are off to Newcastle with the Exiles. This will be fun and interesting. Newcastle are kind of low to middle table on the points, and Exiles are actually a pain in the butt when it comes to giving up points right now. So this is going to be very interesting. So let's start with the host. And I don't mind the front row for Newcastle, especially if Blameyer's in it, but that's probably the one stipulation that I would throw on that is he's got to be starting. Other than that, I'm not excited about that at all. Want nothing to do with the pack otherwise, or their 9. Conan, they're at home. All right, play them. We know that's kind of the thing, home and away. Centers, Ben Stevenson and Tom Penny for midfielders. That's only because they mostly play wing and fullback.
Right.
That's it. OBs, this is a tough team to play OBs against, but Mighty Mouse and Radwan are fine. Everybody else, forget them. And I like Obi. Obi is a total dart throw and hope. I don't know about that one. And he would be like the third guy probably in there, and he's actually done pretty well, but I don't like it here.
No, I don't really like it.
I don't like it here. For the Exiles, so we have Newcastle, like I said, they're kind of mid to going down the hill there a little bit. So that means there's some chances here. Front row is a problem, actually, in this one, because Newcastle are one of the toughest front rows in fantasy to play against. Who knew? Did not have that one on my bingo board.
Not really, no.
Back row, you're looking at Pearson, Gonzalez, although less so, and Cunningham South if he's in.
Right. Pearson's just taken over that. So
yeah, he really has.
He's eaten all sorts of Gonzalez's points away.
He's taking everything he can get his hands on at this point. Just eating it all up. Scrum half, Ben White, yes. Dipshit at 10 if you have to. Fine. Ben Rensburg, yes. If Will Joseph's in, I'm okay with that too. And then Loader, Sinti, and Stokes if you need to. Yes.
Yeah. Then lastly, on Sunday, going to Sale, hosting Saracens. Hey, for Sale, the front row, anyone named Dupria, Quirk if he starts, and really the back 3. I'm not sure. We have to see what the center pairing might be. But there's obviously Saris, aren't the same defense when all the stars are away. There'll be spots for Sale to really open it up potentially. Especially depending on how Saracens play. Because again, you never know. Fucking hit and miss as to the tactics. Right. And who's starting at 10 essentially. But for the Saracens, their front row, you still got to give them a start because they will score. Give Christie a flyer at this point. I think that's what we saw there's a lot of points just left there on the bench or in the waiver wire because I don't think he really deserves a spot on the team, but at this point, give him a shot.
Should be rostered.
Right. Because Sale aren't going to, they're going to still be without Ben Curry too. So it's a little bit of a, he'll have the speed, that advantage over whoever's at flanker. Billy Vunipola too. I think they'll get him going in space. Laws, Lewington, Shagan, and Good. Yes, 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 and yes. And I would stay away from Manu this week if at all possible.
Yeah, right.
Because
week.
Yeah, the 10 for Saracens are going to get rocked.
Yeah, as we talked about, tough week. To the supers. So this is super. What we do? Oh, we got to do of the week. Sorry,
of the weeks. Yeah,
good. This is why there's two of us.
Yes,
of the weeks. So my guy has got a wonderful, tasty matchup. Assuming he's back from international duty, because this is a Six Nations break. His position that this opposition is going against is super porous, and he's in very good form. The game will slow down for him, and I think he's going to take advantage. My start of the week is London Irish's halfback, Ben White.
Good one. My start of the week, again, a tasty matchup for his position, and he's probably not on the waiver wire, but he's one of your guys you might be considering having a sit, depending on who you got in your lineup. My start of the week this week is somebody who, if he's on your team, he's got to be in your lineup. Ibitoye from Bristol.
Oh yeah,
that good one. Matchup against Saints is always tasty. Got to go for it.
Should be fun. Sit. So my guy is, I hope I'm wrong about this one, but I just got a bad feeling, and the matchup's not great, and I don't know where he's going to find points this week. My sit of the week is going to be Series legendary Alex Good.
That's going to be rough for him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough day.
I think if he's at 15, he'll be acceptable, but still, his boot has been shit too. They gotta fix that, or move on.
Laws.
Yeah. Or Manu, get Manu in there. Like, let him. He's got to start doing it.
See how he does it. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
All right. My set of the week. You mentioned him as somebody you got to keep in there, and we're gonna disagree. So be prepared. For the comments this weekend. But the Exiles are really good against outside backs, and that's for a reason. All their OBs can scoot. Their centers are really good defensively. It's tough to get the ball even to the wing against this team, and then once they get it out there, it's hard to move it because, again, their wings just cut off every space that there is. So my sit of the week this week is Adam Radwan. And if he doesn't start, if for some reason he's out, then it's kind of us because he'll be in. But
yeah, I bet you he'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh bother.
But I'm seeing Radwan as the guy to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough.
And I don't like betting against him. So
no,
it's not. This isn't a. There's no.
This isn't a joyful thing by any
means
whatsoever. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. All right, so now we gotta go super. All right, Crusaders and Highlanders. So this is super round. Everybody's in Melbourne.
Right. So there's no real home and away except for the Rebels.
Yeah, fuckers.
Everyone else is is really away.
Crusaders and Highlanders. So let's start with the Crusaders. So the front row, and then the rest of like Scott Barrett. That's about it. The rest of their pack. Tom Christie had some good games, but not that many. So against this team, he'll probably have a good one. But after that, you might want to take a flyer on the Leo Willie. But not excited about that. If you need to take a flyer at this point, you've messed up somewhere else. If Hines is the 9, yes. If it's Drummond, no. Mwanga, yeah, duh. Either center should be better this week, and/or Goodhue, whatever happens. Maybe Havili goes back to midfield, who knows? And then back three, whoever it is, whether it's Havili again, Jordan, Lester, and Ding Dong on the other wing. Fine. Highlanders, different story. Don't love the front row. Don't love any of their forwards except for maybe Billy Harmon. That's about it.
Yeah.
Fakatava, yes. Mitch Hunt's gonna be a real dangerous territory to start him as your fly half at this point if he's not kicking. Timu looked good, so I'm all right with that as a midfielder. And then Sam Gilbert, that's it in the backs.
Yeah.
You know, Nareki's out for a bit, sounds like. Don't love Connor Garden Bishop, and I don't love John Lowe. So they need to show it to me at this point.
Okay, off to the actual hosts, the Rebels hosting Hurricanes.
What the fuck? Like, we draw this.
Yeah, but it's Rebels, so
yeah,
you know,
okay.
you better you better anyway. For the Rebels, maybe Wilkin and Hardwick in the forwards, but I'm not really liking them too much. Gordon, Montiawani, and Hodge. Hodge is still kind of, but because he's playing at 13, which is weird, but he still has the boot, so it kind of, throw him an outside back, whatever.
Right.
He should still score pretty well. For the Hurricanes, have you heard of this guy Sevilla?
There's two of them.
Yeah, either one. Yeah, no, they're new. But start if you have one on your team, you're doing
them
right.
fellas.
Yeah. Especially Artie, big time go. Roy Gard, as we saw, I liked him. You know, if he's starting, and I'm hoping he is. Give him a shot. Jordy, Billy Proctor, yes, and the other Sevilla Julian should have much room to operate in this match.
Right.
And that's just off the top. Like, you know, any of the other guys who are involved, consider them, because Rebels are not great, and the Hurricanes shown that they can put up the points against better than the Rebels.
Yeah. You know,
that Reds team is not to be fucked with. And
no, the fact that they did that against that Reds team was pretty like alarming in my eyes for a lot of reasons, but also for the Rebels' sake, like they went against a still very much pieced together Forest team right now. Cohesion will get there, but
they let a lot of points get on the board against them again, you know. So against a team that just had no cohesion. So that's
right. Exactly. Okay. We got Moana Pacifica and Chiefs. This will be interesting because I want to see what was real and what was fake here. What was kind of what was patched over here, as it were. So let's start with Moana Pacifica. Tabataba Nawai is a yes. Doi. Lelia Fano is a go. And then their front row's I'm not convinced yet. They did well last week. Obviously, they scored a bunch of tries and had a lot of points. I'm not convinced yet. If they do it again this week, then you've got me convinced. So just keep that in mind. I think I want Tuala over Amu in the midfield. That's fine. I don't like their halfbacks, so pass on those. Yeah. And then it's tough after that. Outside of, and I'm trying to think of like loose forwards. Like Michael Curry scored last week, so that's a possibility in there. I will say Paella, their backup halfback, performed really well when he was in there. So if he starts, yes. Other than that, I'm not really a fan of it otherwise. For the Chefs, front row, yes. Tankiaho just alone does it for me, let alone the rest of them. Vai or Retallick. I so stupidly did not rank Retallick last week, and I felt really dumb when I saw him score. I was like, wow, I'm an idiot. I forgot about him. So about that. Anyway, yes, either one of them. Peter Gus, yes. Weber, yes. Josh Ioane should be at the 10 shirt, yes. Give me Alex Nankivell all freaking day. ALB had to leave. That sucks. What Justin said. Yeah. Alex Nankivell. And then DMAC with the boot is fine. Like I see no issue with it whatsoever. You just don't be silly about that. And then if Stevenson's in, I'm okay with it because he did.
He's okay. Yeah.
He did score well last week, so
right.
that's
The thing is, he does things that sometimes you have those guys who are really fucking good players, and it just doesn't show up on fantasy. Stevenson is like not the opposite because he's not bad, but like
eye test doesn't look great, but the fantasy numbers show up.
Exactly. It's like, okay, but you're not going to get, I don't think you can get great numbers from him, but you'll get solid numbers.
Right.
So it's one of those like, yeah, I'll take 10 to 12 points every week. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Or every time he plays. That's really the only issue with him is how often does he play? Is he worth the spot on your team?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And if Cortez Ratzma is in for Weber, then don't blink. Do it.
No, yeah.
Grab him and go. Like a drive through. Grab him and
go. Then off to Drua hosting Waratahs. For the Drua, the front row at this point, because Cannavaro can fucking ball. Tamani and Kirkavetta. Sorry, I butchered that. Kirkavetta.
Circuitavetta. Yep.
Kirkavetta. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lomani, yes. Who somehow got cut in pink slips. So if you need a scrum half, check that out. Teddy Tella, both centers and the wings at this point. What was that?
I hope he didn't lose his spot to Muntz. He wasn't very good.
I don't think so. I hope not. For the Taz, their front row as well. Gamble, yes. Jake Gordon, yes. Edbed, yeah, he'll score points for you. Parisi and Wakanadawasi. Can't rule out either of the other wingers at this point too, because Nadolo could score from reserves as well.
Right. Ooh. Breaking news. We have Crusaders lineup up.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna have a look at it. Barrett and Whitelock. Yep. Christie's in. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Drummond's in. So never mind the halfback. Havili is back at 12.
Okay.
Goodhue at 13. So either one of those is fine. Fergus Burke at 15. That's going to be interesting. So if you're in a pinch for a fly half, you could do worse.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm pretty happy because I got Nankerville and Goodhue in D1.
So you're okay. And yeah, Goodhue's at 13.
Yes, exactly. So 2 13s. I'm happy.
So there you go. Yeah, rewind what I just said and paste that over it.
Fergus Burke at 15. Wow.
Yeah, like I said, fly half if you're in a pinch. That actually might be okay because he's going to have space.
Yeah.
All right, Blues and Brumbies. for the Blues. Everyone. I'm kidding. Not everyone. But it's going to be a lot of them. Anyway,
who are you sitting? Well, I guess the non-Tui Palatu lock.
Yeah, right. So front row, yes. Tui Palatu, yes. I don't know if Akira's back, so keep an eye on that. So Tutu and Papali, yes. Finley Christie, yes. Bowden, yes. Tui Vasashek and Rico, yep. And the back three, which will likely be again Parafeta, Clark, and Talea, yes. If Zarn Sullivan's in, he's good too. That is that. Good luck everyone that's playing against those types of players. For the Brumbies. So front row still okay for me. Samu and Valentini in the back row are definitive goes. And then we have Lonergan, yes, huge. I think Lolacia will be back at 10, I hope. So yes. And then the midfield is going to be very interesting. Yeah, hold off on the midfield on that one for a bit. Tool is a yes. Muirhead is a yes. And right, yes. Okay, so all three of those as well. Go. Yeah, midfield's the one. Like I think Iki, and that's it for the midfield. If it's anybody else, then I'm not convinced right now.
No. And last but not least, I believe, right? Force hosting. Force playing the Reds. The Force basically their entire back line. I'm really not sold on the forwards yet. We know obviously Wells played a good game, but like I was saying earlier, he's one of those guys that does amazing shit when he's very visible during the match, but fantasy wise, it's not there.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to him, it's just that he's very physical, and that's what you see when that's what makes you notice him. For the Reds, Uru, McRae, Wilson. Not quite in that order. It's really McRae, then Uru, then Wilson. That's how I would rate them. Uru had the yellow, which brought him down to basically 0, or maybe just slightly negative.
It was a really stupid yellow, though.
Right, it was. But at the same time, like he's still scoring points, so it's just that they'll get erased from that one yellow, which fair play to that, but don't let that sway you. Tate McDermott, yes. Lina, I think, especially against this Force team, could will not have there's so much talent on the Hurricanes, and that's a tough spot to be in. I think this would be it's a trial by fire.
More doable in this case.
This is a much more manageable task, and I think the points will flow from it. Paisami, Dagunu, Fluke, Pataya are all full goes.
It was good to see Michael Lina.
Yeah,
showing him a bunch.
Yeah,
I have no idea why they decided to do that match in Townsville instead of back in Brisbane. Maybe there's something going on with the stadium, in which case that makes total sense. But opening match, really? I would have. Something must be going on with the stadium, because I would not have done that opening match. Not a chance. Not a chance. Another match, yes, but
not
opening match, no way. Okay, so I have
the weeks.
We have of the weeks. So my guy.
I hope we don't have the same start of the week again.
Well, it was pretty bad luck last week. Yeah. Sorry for everyone that picked and started Manasa Mata.
Right.
Sorry.
I was one of them in the D1.
Yeah,
so
we put the hex like hell on that one.
Yeah.
So my guy has what should be a pretty good matchup. He is red hot, and I believe he's just going to continue to do his thing, because he doesn't even need to be the focal point of the attack, but he still takes advantage of it. And that's only good for fantasy points. So my start of the week is going to be Alex Nankivell from the Chiefs.
God damn it, Justin. Stolen from me. Anyway.
Oh, man. Just don't blame Justin. Blame Mark Talia. That's his
fault. That's true. I do blame Mark Talia very much so. That
60 odd points.
Yeah.
Good God, that's got to be close to a record.
Right. Anyway, my start of the week. I mentioned him as I kind of stressed him because it's such a tasty matchup, and he is a tasty player. The other Savea, Julian Savea. Rebels.
It's pretty wild to think of Julian Savea as the other Savea. Just what you think about, like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. Like, that's
I know.
Pretty wild to think about him being the other Savea.
Right.
But yeah, sorry, Artie is the Savea at this point.
He is, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, it's just but you can't sleep on Julian at all.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. No. He pops up and he finds the line. It's that works. Anyway, all right. So my sit, he's not a bad player and didn't play poorly, but he's going against a team that's going to be really pissed off.
I think we probably had we have the same sit.
And I don't love this matchup, and I don't know how he gets points other than off the tee, and I'm not sure that opportunity comes that often. So my sit of the week is going to be the Forces, Bryce Hegarty.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I have very similar circumstances. And same position, everything. Just different pissed off opposition. In this case, it's the Crusaders, and so my sit of the week is Mitch Hunt.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially since he doesn't have that T anymore. It's like
yeah.
I mean, so Sam Gilbert's got not quite a Geordie or a Reese Hodge horse leg, but he's got a pretty strong boot on him.
Yeah,
so getting close.
Right,
getting close over there. All right, pick them, and we done.
Let's pick.
Start with Premiership. Friday night, Bristol, Northampton. I am taking the Saints.
Oh, interesting. So I'm going Bristol.
Okay.
I struggled with this one.
Yeah, I did too for a while, but in the end,
I went with
Saints
the hosts.
Are just slightly in more form, so I was okay with it.
Yeah, I don't obviously don't begrudge it. I just went with the host team.
That's what could be enough.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. Leicester and Bath Saturday. Leicester. Yep. Bath are playing like poo.
Yeah, they are. They've kind of settled again.
Quins Exeter. Marcus is the only reason I'm taking Quins.
Yeah, and the hosts.
And they're at home. Yeah, they got to avenge that loss. That was they shouldn't have lost that. Ian Tempest fucked them.
Yeah.
Fucked them good. Newcastle and Irish. I will take the Exiles.
Me too.
They really could have won that match last week. They really could have. Sale series. Ugh. Sale.
I'm going with Saracens.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong.
I think it's because I went with my heart over my head.
Yeah.
Especially without Earl, it's going to be rough. But if Sarries really play the game that they're capable of playing, Sale, I still feel like there's limitations there.
Yeah. I agree. I think there's loads of holes that they're going to have problems with. But
yeah. But it's like, will Sarries attack them? Well, how is it going to work? And this is because I want Saracens to win. It's not, Sale. They're for every reason you could, the matchups, all that stuff. Sale come out ahead, mostly because they're not really missing too many people except the ones named Curry.
Right.
That's also a big deal. I think like a bigger deal than
some of the other guys. Yeah.
Some of the other guys, because Earl, they can make up for Earl.
Right.
They can win without him. Because especially the way Christie played, Billy can take over a game there, and then they can always rely on the backs. It's just a question of, do they go into that like shell of kicking and kicking for points?
Yeah, going to the AJ Bell. That's my concern.
Yeah,
that's my concern too.
But, and it's Sanderson.
Yeah, it's our old friend.
It's
our old friend.
Right.
All right. Super down. Everybody hanging out in Melbourne. Crusaders and Highlanders. Crusaders.
Walking
that
away.
might get ugly.
Yeah.
Rebels Hurricanes. I will take my guys.
I am taking your guys as well.
Yeah. Come on, boys. Don't disappoint me. Moana and Chiefs. Chiefs look fucking great. And I know Moana played well, but damn, those Chiefs look great.
They did. Their defense looked very solid, because that's the one thing that you have to be, is disciplined in defense. And a lot of the issues that we've seen in the recent years, the Chiefs were not there. They were strong in defense.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And they can attack. So
yeah. Drua and Taz.
Drua.
You're gonna take the Drua, I'm gonna take the Taz. We got some movement here, kids. Blues and Brumbies.
Or none, because
Well, we've got 3 different right now, so
that's
we'll see.
True.
I'm taking Blues. Force and Reds. Yeah. So we got 3 different. So we're gonna have a little bit of movement somehow. We could have a lot of movement. We'll find out.
This could pretty much end it, or
it's gonna put you in the lead. One way, or it's just gonna be a slight inch.
Right, one way or the other.
One way or the other. Cool. All right. So as we did last week, oh man, I was so close to getting everything out. I didn't get rankings for Super Brew out. Sorry, guys. But we got everything. I got rankings for everything else out. We got the sheets for both sheets out. Like, came close. Almost a perfect game. Lost it in the 9th inning. Anyway, fantasy rugby podcast at gmail.com. We will have sheets out Thursday and Friday. I will do my damnedest to make sure both rankings gets out. But other than that, like I said, feel free to ask questions. Tweet at us. Sounds like FRD's kind of giving us rain on start bench. So if you got questions over there,
tag either one.
You're all boned. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on both. So if you don't want to comment on a thing, you can still throw out hashtag that, and we will find it. But other than that, we do appreciate everyone for listening and hanging out with us and letting us babble into your ear for a little while. Until then, enjoy the rugby. We'll catch you all next week. Have a good one, everyone.
Later.